Hello everyone and welcome to our video series on Learn German for Beginners. In the last lesson you learned about the basic sentences structure. In this lesson we learned how to conjugate the two most important verb haben and sein.
12. Once again, Lektion 12. Verbkonjugation haben und sein. In this lesson, you will learn how to conjugate the two most important verbs, haben and sein. At the end, we will do a small exercise. Haben and sein are mostly used as helping verbs, as well as the main verbs in a sentence. In this video, we shall only concentrate on the conjugation of these two verbs. If you want to learn when they are used, you can watch our video on haben and sein. The link is given below in the description. So here are two sentences we are already familiar with. Ich habe ein Auto. Sind Sie verheiratet? These two verbs, haben and sein, have been conjugated here, according to the subject. In the first sentence, the subject is ich, and in the second one, it is Sie. Please remember that the verb used in a sentence must always be conjugated according to the subject. Now let's conjugate the verb haben. Remember the pronouns we did in the previous lesson? We will be listing all these pronouns and conjugate the verb haben with each one of them. Do repeat after me. Here are the pronouns in singular. Ich habe, du hast, sie haben, sie es hat. Now the pronouns in plural. Wir haben, ihr habt, sie haben, sie haben. This is how we will be conjugating all the verbs in the future, so it's important that you understand the pronouns. Also, do notice the endings of the verbs marked in blue. These are the endings generally used for a lot of verbs. Obviously, there are exceptions. Right now, you should just learn these conjugations as it is. With time and use, you will get better. Now let's look at a few sentences where haben has been conjugated and being used as a verb. Ich habe ein Haus. Hast du eine Freundin? In each sentence, please concentrate on the subject and the conjugated verb. Wir haben ein Auto. Habt ihr Kinder? You can always refer back to the table to make sure about the conjugated verbs according to the subject. Frau Schmidt, haben Sie einen Moment? Hat keine Zeit. Sometimes the pronoun isn't just present in the sentence, like in the next one. Maria hat eine Tochter. Since Maria is feminine and singular, we will conjugate the verb according to the pronoun that can replace Maria here in the sentence, which is sie, singular third person. Similarly in the next sentence, meine Eltern haben einen Hund. The subject here is meine Eltern. Which pronoun would replace it? It's in the third person and plural, for which we have sie, and the verb is conjugated according to it. Sie haben, meine Eltern haben. Now we can move to the second verb, sein. Here's the conjugation. First, for the pronouns in singular. Ich bin, du bist, sie sind, sie es ist. Now for the pronouns in plural. Wir sind, ihr seid, sie sind, Sie sind. Sein is a special verb. Unlike haben, there are no endings you have to consider. Here also, it is advisable to learn the conjugations as it is. Now let's look at some examples. Ich bin 23 Jahre alt. Bist du verliebt? Here also, please concentrate on the subject in the sentence and the verb being conjugated accordingly. Wir sind glücklich. Seid ihr glücklich? Frau Schmidt, sind Sie zu Hause? Er ist verheiratet. Here again, in the next two sentences, we don't have a direct pronoun. Sabine ist Lehrerin. Since Sabine is feminine and singular, we will conjugate the verb according to the pronoun that can replace Sabine here in the sentence, which is sie, singular third person. Meine Nachbarn sind sehr nett. The subject here is meine Nachbarn. Which pronoun would replace it? It's in the third person and plural, for which we have sie, and the verb is conjugated according to it. Sie sind, meine Nachbarn sind. Before we move on to the exercise, let's go through the conjugations once again. Haben. Ich habe. Du hast. Sie haben. Er, sie, es hat. Wir haben. Ihr habt. Sie haben. Sie haben. Sein. Ich bin. Du bist. Sie sind. Er, sie, es ist. Wir sind. Ihr seid. Sie sind. Sie sind. Now it's time for an exercise. Übung. You have to conjugate the verb and fill in the blank. Here's the first one. The verb is haben and the subject is wir. So your answer should be Wir haben ein Haus. Let's look at the second one. Here the verb is haben and the subject is ihr. Hence your answer should be Habt ihr Kinder? Let's move on to the third one. The verb is sein and the subject is er. So your answer should be Er ist.
Thank you for watching our channel and subscribe our channel for more lessons.